Hello, I have a theory that I want to tell you about. I just hit the sauna and hit a cold shower. Feels amazing. My theory is there's no light here really, so we'll just do it like this. I'll put up a chair here, put you up here. Okay, my theory is that the competition amongst men has been getting bigger and greater since the beginning of time, really. But I also got counter arguments for my theory. So let's start at the beginning. In the Stone Age, you didn't really need that much in order to get women's attraction and get to reproduce. At least that is what they think in the first place. Many men were raping back then. I figure, or I guess, because that's humans at their most primal. Let's just think about it. These cavemen were running around with guaranteed high T levels, super high, sky high, no laws, no one to punish if you break a law that doesn't exist at that time. Of course, people would defend the ones that they love and stuff like this, but people would also attack. Doesn't figure like it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that there were horrible crimes committed on the Stone Age. But then time moved on. Of course, now that I think about it, maybe my theory is flawed because now, at least now, let's skip to now from Stone Age. Big jump, yeah, I know, but now uh, it doesn't. It isn't enough to have a job and be funny anymore, or that is at least what the narrative of the internet is. Maybe I'm too damaged, but now you got to be 6 feet. You need to earn more than the girl because women are also having jobs now. Then they are doing better in school on average, at least from what I know. Uh, yeah, you need to be 6 feet tall, minimum. If any girl would like you, and I'm not saying if you're under 6 feet tall, it's game over, but it sure help, I guess. And the competition is brutal because yeah, let me keep on going. You need to be 6 feet tall. You need to earn a lot of money. You need to earn more than the girl because the girls have jobs now as well. As I say, you need to have a fun, entertaining life for her to enter. You need lots of friends. You need contacts and a good network of people who you're moving with and are with and stuff like this. You need to be going on vacations. You need to explore the world. You need to be smart, charismatic, witty, funny, own a car, have a driver license, be ambitious, disciplined. You need to go to the gym. You need to have a six pack. You need to have big biceps, big lats, big shoulders. You see, I can go on. The competition is it's there. Let's just keep it at that. It's there, and it always have. But I think that it's been roughly the same ever since time began. Now that I think about it, the whole video were going to be me explaining how it began with really low requirements, and then they have been going up, and eventually in like 20 years or so, a 20-year-old is expected to have 1 million followers on every social media and own a private jet, be 6 feet tall, earn lots of money, etc., etc. Like the competition is just rising, but I don't think it will. I actually think that the competition is getting lower. I think it's becoming easier with time now, because more people are getting lazy. More people are dropping out of the competition instead of entering and competing with you. The thing is, though, if you're in the competition, like myself, if you're in the competition of life, really, everyone are in the competition, but not everyone try their best, or not everyone are putting in that much effort into it. But the ones who do put a lot of effort into it. You gotta beat me, and I gotta beat everyone else as well. And then, of course, you help each other. That's the best case. But you also compete with the ones you help. You give tips because you're so confident that you will win either way. So you help others. You give advice to others. You help others because even if you give them advice, they will still be behind you because you're that motherfucker. So yeah, no real value, I guess. But what you can take from this video is that the competition is always going to be there. The question is if you try your best or not. And the actual competition is the high achievers, like the top 10%, and then the 1%, the 0.1%. That's the real competition. You could beat half of the guy by not watching porn alone. You don't need to have a job. You don't need to have a car, driver license. You don't need to be tall. You don't need to have a good haircut. You don't need to go to the gym. You don't need anything. You could be a total loser. But if you don't watch porn, you already beat, like, I say 50%, but let's say 30. If you start going to the gym, you beat 40%. If you get a haircut, if you take care of yourself, groom yourself, 50%. If you start to eat good, you get a driver license, you get a car. Now suddenly you have a hobby, you're out socializing, you have resources. Now suddenly you beat 70%. But this is the point where it starts to get harder. This is the point where everyone around you, or everyone in your competition, everyone got what you got. They all go to the gym. That's just baseline at this point. Everyone got a driver license, a car, a job, all of the people you're competing with are charismatic. This is baseline at this point. At this point, you need to take the next step, and then take the next step, and then take the next step, and then take the next step. That is where the real competition is. Not in the initial, because you have seen like the curve of diminishing returns. You put in lots of efforts in the beginning, and you get great results. Great results. It's going up like this, and then as you beat most of the competition, and the competition gets harder because now the hard stuff that 50% of men doesn't do, now that's just baseline. So now you got to put in the effort to keep that baseline, but also do more. So you got to this point where you beat most of men by doing hard stuff, but then that becomes baseline, and it's going to be harder to compete, and you get diminishing returns. Because if you earn 10k a month, it's not going to be that much difference to earning 20. The big difference is going to be when you earn 50 or 100, and then from there it won't be that much of a difference between 100 and 200, right? The difference is going to be when you start to earn 1 million a month. That is the real difference. The big steps, because the steps is only getting bigger. because you're competing more. You're competing with less people, but the less amount of people are higher achievers. They are achieving more. So the competition is there, but it's easy in the beginning. You can get good results by doing not bare minimum, but you don't need to be the best in the world to be better than 50% of men at least. I think competition is there, but it's only the high achievers who you're competing with. Really, they are the ones that are the sharks, I guess. Oof. And then enjoy your life. Do the stuff that you want. Not everything is about sex. Not everything is about women. Thank you so much for watching.